Have you ever been told something big, news that could change everything, and felt that strange pull to tell just one other person? You promise to keep it, you mean it, but then your brain starts negotiating. They'd want to know. It's not that big a deal. I'll only tell someone who won't say anything. Here's the uncomfortable truth. According to a 2009 study of British women that was widely reported in the UK press, the average secret lasted just 47 hours and 15 minutes before it slipped out. Why is that? What is it about us humans that makes keeping information locked away so difficult? Even when our jobs, our relationships, or in some cases national security depend on it. Today, we're diving into the psychology, the biology, and even the spycraft behind why secrets are so tough to keep. From the office water cooler all the way to top secret programs. Let's start with a situation you've probably seen or lived through. Your company is about to be sold, or acquiring a competitor. The deal is massive. The paperwork is locked under strict non-disclosure agreements. And your colleague, who is forbidden from saying a word, calls you in, closes the door, and tells you anyway. Why does he do that? It's rarely stupidity or outright malice. Sharing exclusive information feels powerful. In that moment, your colleague isn't just passing along facts. He's performing status. I know something important, and I'm choosing to give some of that importance to you. It creates an instant private bond. It also relieves the real mental weight of carrying the secret alone. Research on secrecy shows that holding information we're not supposed to share creates a genuine cognitive and emotional burden. Sharing it, even when we know we should not, often brings immediate relief and a sense of connection. The same pattern appears with a colleague who overhears a loud phone call about another coworker's relationship drama and then immediately starts spreading it. Why rush to tell others? Because dramatic social information travels especially fast. It creates instant conversational connection. Hey, did you hear? It positions the teller as someone in the know, and it scratches an ancient human itch for interesting, high-stakes news about other people. Our brains are tuned to pay extra attention to information about reputations, alliances, and dramas, because for most of human history, that kind of knowledge helped us decide who to trust and where we stood in the group. The more forbidden or emotionally charged the detail, the stronger the pull to pass it on. Now here's where it gets strange. Ask almost anyone, and they'll say they hate when people can't keep secrets. We claim we value discretion, and yet studies show that when people are entrusted with someone else's secret, they reveal it roughly 26 to 30% of the time, even when it was shared directly and personally. Why the gap between what we say and what we actually do? Part of it is self-serving bias. We think of ourselves as the careful exception. We rationalize the share as harmless or even helpful. Because secrecy feels burdensome, we underestimate how often we're the ones creating the leak. The denial protects our self-image while the behavior continues. But the deeper reason goes back much farther. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar, the same researcher famous for proposing Dunbar's number, the cognitive limit of roughly 150 stable social relationships we can meaningfully maintain, has a fascinating hypothesis about why this happens. Dunbar argues that language itself evolved in large part as a replacement for physical grooming in primates. In monkey and ape groups, individuals bond by picking parasites off each other. That works fine in small troops, but as early human groups grew larger, you could not physically groom everyone you needed to stay connected with. So we developed vocal grooming, talking. And what did we talk most about? Other people, social information, who was reliable, who broke the rules, and who had formed useful alliances. Even today, roughly 2/3 of everyday conversation is social. Dunbar suggests that wasn't idle chatter. In ancestral environments, knowing who was taking group benefits without contributing, or who had dangerous alliances, could be a matter of survival. Gossip and secret sharing became tools for reputation management and alliance building. Spreading information about someone else's behavior helped the group enforce norms without constant fighting. Sharing a secret with someone new was also a fast way to test and deepen trust. I'm giving you something valuable and risky. Now we're bonded. That ancient wiring is still running. When your colleague shares the merger news with you, or a coworker passes along overheard work drama, what's happening is this old social operating system is firing. Even when the rational modern brain knows it's a bad idea, the deeper circuitry often wins. So how do organizations that absolutely cannot afford leaks, such as intelligence agencies, defense contractors, weapons programs, possibly function when human nature is that leaky? They design systems around the weakness rather than pretending it does not exist. The core strategy is called compartmentalization, or need to know. You only receive the specific pieces of information required for your job. That way, even if you do talk, you do not have the full picture. They add background checks, polygraphs, and constant training. But they also know the human factor remains the weakest link. Some of the biggest breaches in history came from trusted insiders who still felt the pull to share. When agencies suspect a leak is already happening, they have an elegant countermove. It's called the canary trap, sometimes known in espionage circles as the barium meal test. The idea is simple but powerful. Instead of giving every suspect the exact same sensitive document or briefing, you create slightly different versions for each person. A unique name here, a changed number there, a slightly altered fact somewhere else. Then you wait. When the information appears where it should not, you look at which specific version leaked. That single detail tells you exactly who the source was. This technique has been standard practice in intelligence work for decades. According to former MI5 officer Peter Wright in his book Spycatcher, the barium meal test was routine at MI5 for testing loyalties and tracing leaks. During the Cold War, Western agencies, including MI5 and the CIA, used variations of it when investigating suspected double agents, feeding slightly different operational details to different individuals under suspicion so they could track which version surfaced in enemy hands. The method turns our human tendency to share against itself. The leaker still shares, but now their choice leaves a fingerprint. Even in the very public 2019 through 2022 so-called Wagatha Christie libel case in Britain, named after a playful blend of WAG, WAG, footballers' wives and girlfriends, and Agatha Christie-style mystery, Colleen Rooney used a version of the same technique. Suspecting that details from her private Instagram stories were being leaked in the tabloid The Sun, she blocked everyone except one suspected account belonging to Rebecca Vardy. Then she posted fake stories visible only to Rebecca Vardy. When those exact fabricated details appeared in the press, Rooney had clear evidence of the source and publicly revealed it, triggering a high-profile courtroom battle that captivated Britain. So why are secrets so tough to keep? It's not because most of us are unusually untrustworthy. It's because sharing socially relevant or exclusive information served deep evolutionary purposes: bonding, status, group coordination, and mental relief. Those impulses did not disappear when we invented non-disclosure agreements and security clearances. They kept running while we tried to build systems that require us to override them. The denial we feel, "I'm good at keeping secrets," is part of the same pattern. It protects our self-image while the ancient circuitry continues to do what it evolved to do. Understanding this does not mean we should give up on confidentiality. It means we can be more honest with ourselves about the poll, more deliberate when someone says, "Can you keep this between us?" and more realistic about why even the most sophisticated organizations still treat the human being as the hardest security problem to solve. Next time you're feeling that familiar urge to pass information along, you'll at least know where the urge is coming from and why it has been so remarkably consistent across thousands of years of human history. Thanks for watching. If this kind of a deep look at ordinary human behavior interests you, subscribe for more. And if you've ever been on either side of a secret that did not stay secret, you're definitely not alone. Thanks for watching.